to go invade England, huh? Thank you, my wife.
Oh yes, love. I must come back home very safe.
Don't you worry, my love. I will take care of myself when I go over to conquer England for all of Normandy. So, my wife, please come here so I may embrace you. Thank you, my love. My beautiful lady, my fairest one in the whole of the world. I will be gone for a long time, but I will be back, and I will be back for our children. So don't you fear, my wife. All will be right.
Please come back home. Thank you.
Don't worry, my wife. I will be back, and I will bring honor to all of Normandy. Thank you, my wife. Now back to the kitchen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 𝐭𝐶, where I will show you all of history from beginning to end. Today we go back to the year 1066 to the Normans. So 1,000 years ago, this is what your typical fighting man looked like. And I'm sure you'll want to know the attire that I wear, as you've just seen my wife put on. Starting from the top, we have the nasal helm. Going back to 11th century Europe, this was cutting technology. The most advanced helmets and best technology in the world. And as you can see, it's called the nasal helm because of this little piece in front of it here. That's called the nasal. It protects my face from any strikes this way, yet it also offers brilliant vision at no sacrifice for vision. So this is called the nasal helm, used by the Normans. Going further down is my mail. In the strange future times, you call it chain mail. This is inaccurate. We in the Middle Ages call it mail. M-A-I-L-L-E. And I spot a mail coif, and that's simply a piece of armor that covers my head. And even in the Middle Ages, they called it a coif. 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 It's a bit hard to say, but it is French. What can I say? And going further down is my belt with my sword on it. This sword is called a Norman sword, and it's named after the Normans because they were the ones who invented it. Ah, you like my sword, oui? Very beautiful. I slayed many English and Anglo-Saxons with this sword. And maybe my wife has sometimes gotten me angry with it. Don't worry, wife, don't worry. And going further down, go back, you silly sword. Sorry. Going further down is my kite shield. So the word kite shield is actually a modern term. It's back then they would have just called it your shield. But if you think about it, throughout the Middle Ages, shields have gone through their own evolution. Think about the Romans with their rectangular shields, and after the fall of Rome, the barbarians, the Vikings even wore and donned round shields. But going forward to the 10th century and the 11th century, they started using kite shields, which are shields that are very smart. They cover your vitals as well as below. So that means that soldiers didn't have to worry too much about armor for their feet since they covered them. And I'm sure many of you picture a medieval shield. You think of that sort of, you know this shape, the shield that goes like this? That's called a 𝐸𝐻𝐻 shield, or that's also modern terms. Those only came about a few centuries later. So go back to the 11th century, kite shields are the fashion and the norm. Or should I say normal? We're the best in Europe. We conquer the world. So yes, today I'm going back to medieval Normandy. So the thing you must know about the Normans is their history. So before the Normans were around, do you know who the Normans' ancestors were? Any guesses around here? Yes? Sorry, I didn't hear you there. The French. Actually, the French are our descendants. They come after us. Although technically the Normans are French, but a more accurate term would be Frankish. But yes, they were French. Ah, I see. Nobody else? Ah. Not quite. So if you want to know the ancestors of the Normans were the Vikings. Yes, none of it in the Vikings. And so what happened is, go back to the year 911, and Rollo the Viking decided to settle in northern France. Rollo the Viking struck a deal with the local lords in France that if he gets this land, he will convert to Christianity. And so a deal was struck and Rollo became the first Christian Viking. There may have been a few before him, but he was the first famous Christian Viking who had found a new dynasty, which would later become the Normans. And so, fast forward to 1066, and this is the age of William the Conqueror. William the Conqueror of Normandy was one of the greatest and fiercest leaders the Normans have ever seen. He believed that he owned and had rights of claim to England. And the people in England were angry with this. King Harold was the king of England, and he hated William for trying to claim and usurp the throne. So, William the Conqueror thought that, well, how about I just go and invade England? And so, this is just your typical foot soldier fighting under the name and banner of William the Conqueror. We long live William the Conqueror! We long live William the Conqueror! So, my friends, my name is Sir Gerold, and I am a wonderful soldier getting ready to invade England. It's going to be great fun, slaughtering the Anglo-Saxons and the English. But, my friends, did you actually know that this battle was quite crazy, you know? So us Normans, we sailed onto our boats, hopped along the boats. We sailed across the English Channel, and we arrived, and the English was there ready to fight us, including King Harold himself. But luckily, William struck a deal with some of the Danes up north. He said, if you go and invade northern England, and you distract and bring English forces to the north, we invade the south. And that is just what we did. Shush, you English dogs! You see, I tell you, they're very scared of me. Come on, my wife, wish me luck. I do a little bit of practice.
Don't let them beat you.
Because a little bit too loud, sorry, I think I prefer English. So anyway, what happened was, King Harold's forces were drawn up to the north, and William invaded the south. And so he arrived and had time to set up camp before the English arrived. And so when they came, the Normans, we were all ready and awaiting the arrival of King Harold and his soldiers. And so the battle was fierce, lasting hours and hours and hours, and hours and hours and hours. It was bloody and hard, but we eventually won. Do you know how we won the day, huh? Legend goes that one of our archers fired an arrow straight at King Harold, striking him in the eye. Oh, that must have been painful. He never saw it coming. Oh, so we struck down those English infidels, and well, England soon fell under the banner of William the Conqueror. Exactly. So, my friends, sorry, against the future machines. So my friends, before we go and invade, you need to know what chivalry is. In order to go over and have the right to go fight in battle, we need a few good knights, and we need to be chivalrous. So, I will be needing some volunteers, and I will be teaching you what it means to be a knight. Alright, hands up, my friends. Alright, you over there. Yes, come over here. Alright, hands up, everybody. Yes, you. Come on. Alright. Who else should we pick? Are you sure you guys want to try be a knight? It is hard work, but it is worth it. You! Alright, hands everybody. You at the back. Alright, we'll be needing a few more. How about you in the middle? Yes, you. I'm sure you guys hate the English as much as we do, huh? Yes. Alright, how about you? Come up, my friend. So, ladies and gentlemen, do we have another volunteer? You want to volunteer? No. It's fine. Don't worry, my friend. Enjoy watching from here. So, my friends, in order to be a knight, we have strict codes to follow. We have rules. And if you follow and obey the rules, you will be the greatest knight the world has ever seen. Alright? So you ready to be knights?
Yes!
I did not hear you.
Yes!
You're supposed to say we, not yes. We. Yes, not that English traitorous stuff. Alright. My wife, you take my shield.
Bonjour!
Excellent. So, my friends, in order to be a knight, I will be putting you through a series of tests. And if you emerge from these tests as successfully, you will have the right to be a knight. And I hereby will knight you. Alright, my friends, So, for the first test, it is a very hard, most harrowing test to test how strong you are. So, my friends, for the first test, always try to steal my thunder. So, the first test is loyalty. Alright? So, my friends, before we start, I just want to have a quick little word. So, quickly, huddle around. Alright, so my knights, they have been pipped now, and we are ready. So, oh yes, loyalty is the first virtue of a knight. So, I will test how loyal you are. So, first up, you see that table over there? You see all those delicious sweets. You are going to have to choose, my knights, between me and the cause of William the Conqueror and all of Normandy, or the sweets. I will put the choice to you. If you choose me, come to me. If you choose the sweets, go get one. Okay, go! They have a lot to learn. We have the first test, my friend, but luckily we have more tests. Right, so my friends, face me. So, for the second test, the second virtue of a knight is self-control. Alright, so now just this once, I'll excuse you. Go get a pile of sweets. Now it is fine. Bring your sweets. One pile. Just one little pile. Yes, exactly. Oui. Hey, you say who stole already? You stealing more? Oh, she has a lot to learn. Oh. Alright, so just hold the sweets in your hands. So, my friends, for the test of self-control, we will see if you want to eat the sweets or if you'd rather not eat them. You can feel free to eat them, they're delicious, but if you eat them, you fail. Alright? Delicious. Oh, 𝐇𝐢𝐬𝐭𝐨𝐷, the delicious sweet. Smell it. Smell the aroma. And you're eating now.
I don't want that sweet anymore.
No?
No.
Oh, fine. Well done. Give them a hand. Well, except for. Well done. Alright, so my soldiers, my knights. So, for the third test, the third virtue of a knight is chivalry and protection of women. So, my wife. So my wife can stand over here. So my wife is feeling a little bit hungry and she would love a sweet. So I put it to you. Either you keep the sweets for yourself or you give one to my wife. If you give it to her, you succeed. If you don't, you fail. Alright, wife, go. Come on, you know you want to not give them to her. Oh.
What about you?
I don't have any.
Oh, no.
Sorry, my wife, don't worry, we'll make her give you sweets later, alright? Don't worry, my honey bunch, don't worry. Alright, so my friends, now I put it to you. The last and final test. You ready to see what it is? Only the bravest, the strongest, the most noble of knights can pass this final test. So, the test, my friends, is charity and generosity. You have to give your sweets to the audience. If you give it to them, you have succeeded the final test. Or if you want, you can keep them to yourself, alright? So, are you ready? Sorry, say again?
We still succeed.
That will depend how chivalrous the audience is. They want to give it back. Alright, so my friends, will you give some to the audience? Alright? I put it to you. Go, go. Excellent! Wonderful, wonderful. So you're not giving sweets to the audience? Oh. Well, we're going to have a word with you afterwards. Oh, that's so generous, so generous. Right, my knights, whoever gave the rest of you except her. Feel free to finish and eat your sweets. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a hand. So my friends, line up in front of me like this. Except you. And you. Alright, this is the line. Oh, sorry. Front of that. Alright. You're such a gentleman going to the back of the line. So chivalrous. I'd like to on both shoulders. So, my knights. The last and final deed of the night is to get knighted. And I will now show you how to do it. So, my friends, you have you have earned the right to be knighted. Alright? My friends, they did so well. Get them another hand! Alright, so my friends, before I knight you guys, I need one more pep talk, alright? Alright, so my friends, quickly gather around again one more time. we were just discussing the titles. You know, it's going to be a duke and a lord and a sir and a madame. If there's a madame. I guess there's no madame. Oh, yes, duty, sexist. All right. Anyway, my friends, so line up. All right, so wife, can you put the speaker a little bit louder? A little bit louder. Thank you, my honey. Someone to say. Sir, dog. Sir, English. I forgot to give you a name, madame. Kneel one more time. All right. I hereby name you Sir Bon Appetit. All right. Back to the line. So, my friends, give them one more hand. So, my knights. Now that you are all been knighted, you are ready to go over to England with with William the Conqueror. All right, William the Conqueror is a great man. He will lead you into battle and bring victory to all of Normandy. So, my knights, you have the honor and the duty to face the English in battle, except you. You are with me, all right? All right, so the one who disobeyed, come follow me, follow me. All right, my knights, ready? Are you ready for battle? Yes? Go and invade England, go! Let's prepare some time. Sit down, sit down. Oh, it looks quite violent. What's going on? They died with honor. They died with honor. We will never forget them, yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our show, so thank you so much for coming. I thought I'd do things a bit differently today, so I'm going to be showing my little table of history right over here. So please, do join me after the show, right at the table. I have a little surprise for all of you, all right? Sorry, man, Nat, we'll remember you, all right? We'll remember you.
Aren't we supposed to be dead?
It's not my fault those British fought so well.
I don't understand that. What? Yeah. Help us. Teach us. I mean,
We had to draw the battle plans and safe at home, yes? Audience, if you feel chivalrous, give them some more sweets if they gave you any, alright? There we go. There we go, sweets, yes.
What's the right? One more. Let's throw it.
Oh, guys, one more thing I forgot. Okay, guys, you can go sit down now. We're done. Thank you, guys. Bye, my nights. Bye. Forever. I just thought I'd explain one last thing before we end. So the haircut you saw my beautiful wife, Honey Bunch, give to me is actually, it's called the Norman hairstyle. So, on the 𝐬𝐻𝐸 tapestry is a very old knitted imagery of the Battle of Hastings, the very battle where the Normans fought the Angles and Saxons. And on that tapestry, many of the Normans have shaved the backs of their heads like this. I hope my wife did a right job.
You can see why you married her.
Oh yes, you know why. And so it's still disputed by historians today why the Normans did this. They theorize that it's actually a Frankish tradition because the Franks were very militaristic. This is going back to the Dark Ages. And many theorize that this was actually a form of punishment for failure in battle. However, it caught on and just became fashion. So you found many Normans just shaving the backs of their hair, leaving the front forward. So yeah, that's literally the history of the Norman haircuts. Right, so I will now be at the table, so please come join me at the table, everyone.